¿Cómo están, raza? Ontiveros, ¿cómo estás? Ya saqué el cigarro porque no fumo, pero estoy celebrando. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jeannie. I am celebrating my countdown. We're down day 14. It's almost gone. And I want to let you all know these haters are so bad. Do you know that they zoomed into my eyebrows? And they noticed that I have not plucked them like it's any of their business. Hi, Eunice. I'm celebrating that my little sister will be back in 14 days, people. Yesterday was day 15. Today is day 14. We will be celebrating her comeback. That's a decision that was made by her. She will be coming back before the end of this month. And of course, you all know I'm not going to do something. I'm going to do it right. Just like I don't drink beer or wine coolers, but I will drink real liquor. Oh, I'm sure she's going to have a lot to say. These people never shut up. But I just wanted to let you all know I just had my chicken fried steak dinner and panza llena, corazón contento. So I took out the cigar because I am going to probably take 14 days to smoke it, a little at a time. Diet Pepsi. Right now I'm drinking a Star-Kissed orange because I'll rather have all the sugar I can get. That's me. I think Christopher Reeve. Oh my goodness, they're already in here. Ya empezaron a delete cosas. Go for it. Thanks for doing it. Whoever deleted that message, I didn't see. Hi, prima. This is my channel, right? I can smoke, right? It's not illegal. I don't even know. I guess as long as there's no brand. I just wanted to let you all know that I'm happy lappy. Time flies, people. You know, last week was Mom's 9th anniversary of being gone. And a lot of things have happened in the last 9 years. You know, it's like we all grow for the better, I guess. But, you know, one thing that I guess a lot of people envy is the closeness and the togetherness of family. And a lot of people don't have that, you know. It's like we fight. I mean, we argue, but like 5 minutes later, we're sitting at the table drinking coffee like nothing happened. I don't know why the messages are not moving on my phone. Thanks, Linda, for taking care of them haters. Voy a tener que comprar tequila. You know, Ophelia came over here the other day and I got lucky, okay? I'm not gonna lie. We were at Didi's and I was like, what the heck is that? And let me show you all what I got at Didi's. I got a margarita mix, a strawberry margarita mix. And all you need is tequila, right? And I'll be damned, I did not have any out of all the bottles I have here in this house. I didn't have any last week when me and Ophelia were mixing a drink. And I'm like, the reason that I said, what the heck is that at Didi's is because since these haters like to see things, can let's see if the camera will focus on the price. It was 50 cents. I'm like, oh, God knows I don't have a job, but I do have 50 cents. But I tried it with this. My daughter got me this. And I'll be damned, it actually tasted really good because this is a margarita mix. And this other thing is a liquor, but it's a rum liquor and it's orange flavored. So, ooh, it tasted really good. By the time you get over here, Eunice, I will have tequila in my house. And Molina, I'm doing really good. I'm celebrating the fact that we're counting down and it is day 14. Countdown. Yesterday was day 15. Now we're counting down the days because Ophelia will come back. We're not sure if she's going to come back with the same name on her show or not. That's her decision. If she wants to stay with Una Hora con la Doña, Pickups United, or if she will just totally change the name of the show. The whole thing is that she will come back. Oh, I'm really behind. Ah, thanks, Linda. I just keep putting them where they're supposed to be, in the trash. I try to avoid going live, but I'm not gonna avoid it all the time. And it's like, we all have different ways of talking and stuff like that. And right now my phone is not really scrolling. I want to say happy birthday to Hopi. Today was her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hopi. Happy birthday to you. I want to thank Yaya because this week I did a request because Yaya is like awesome. She does awesome work crocheting and stuff. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. One of the peacocks gave me a gift, I want to say a couple of years ago. And I love it. I love my gift and I will show it to you guys. Why not? Let me just figure out what I'm going to do with this because I don't have a... And I was talking to Yaya and I was telling her, I love my gift. That I got from one of the peacocks. You see it? I like it. I like the color. I love it. I do wear it. And in the pocket, I actually had these little bags that are from a sheet set. And since I'm kind of a hoarder, And I didn't want to throw this away because it's got like the Velcro and everything. And well, y'all can see that this material kind of will let stuff go through. And if I actually put something in these pockets, I want the stuff to stay in there. So I put these on both sides. See, it's got pockets on both sides. I love it. But if y'all can see, it only goes to there. And I was telling Yaya I wanted one, if she knows how to crochet, which she does. But I wanted one like to go down lower, because when you sit down at the game room with this, and I had it on in January, and I like to wear it to the game room, and I'm going to tell you all why. Because the pockets are big enough for $10,000 to go in there. In January, it carried $10,000 out of a game room for me in the pocket. So, I want another one. Am I being greedy? Or, am I being bad by saying I want one just longer? I do wear this. And I told Yaya I don't care what color, except I don't want white because I'm not Martha Stewart. And I don't want black because this is like yarn. And yarn gets bolitas, the little balls and stuff. And on black, you can see them. You can't see them on this. So, I mean, I've had it for 2 years. And I have a lot of different shawls that Ophelia has given me and stuff. But I love this one. Ophelia gave me this one last Christmas, and I like it too, but it doesn't have pockets. So, I mean, it's not the same. No es lo mismo. But it's nice if it's actually cold. They are very nice, and I love the fact that there are people out there that will take their time and crochet an item like this and gift it out. Like, I am so, so appreciative of this shawl. And I love it. I took pictures of it and I sent them to Yaya, and I asked her, hey, do you know how to do this? And thank you, Linda, for sending her money. She told me for her to get the material. And then I had sent her a little bit of money that I had in my Cash App for her to ship it if she needs the money for that. Because she told me that she had already gotten money. So, but I mean, I told her whatever she wanted. Hey, yeah. I'm gonna love it, girl. I'm gonna love it. I'm really waiting for the 14 days to pass kind of fast. I'm over here already celebrating with a cigar. I'm getting the smoke ready. Maybe not the hamburgers, but hey, dummy, I know you're still seeing me. What do you want to borrow? The cigar, the puro, this, or the shawl? Which one, dummy? Got blocked. Get another thing and subscribe again, menso. I think that we're all waiting for Ofelia because she's gonna come back. Se la está mordiendo la lengua. And sometimes you have to. I try to ignore all of it by not looking at it. That's my way. And but I did get a picture of where they're looking at my eyebrows, and they're like, she hasn't fixed them. Mándame el hilo, güey. Si quieres que me las quite, mándame a alguien que haga el hilo o págale a alguien para que me las hagan. ¿Para qué estás ahí? zooming in to a video that, you probably shouldn't even be looking at. She has. She has done great by just staying off of everything. And when she comes back, she'll be bigger and better than she was the first time that she lost the big page. Um, she didn't lose any of her pages. I think she just put them on vacation right now. But it's like a lot of these people don't have nothing better to do. And I don't know if they get an orgasm out of zooming into pictures or zooming into videos and trying to look at the worst, or to them would be the worst of me. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and, I got knives that I can do it with in a minute or less. It's done. Yeah. But am I gonna do it to please them? No, I'm not. Because at the end of the day, I'm 61 and I don't have wrinkles, bitches. That's why we're counting down, girls. You know that Ophelia has a lot of viewers on YouTube. And she does have a lot of silent viewers on YouTube. But the silent viewers and the viewers that Ophelia has probably are about the same amount as all her haters. Okay? Why would somebody like Ophelia have haters? Why would I have haters? Linda's been busy right now blocking people and deleting people and people that want to call me grandma. I have 3 granddaughters that my daughter adopted and I love them. But, it's like we all have haters, but at the end of the day, those haters are not doing anything except giving you an extra number. And we all need those haters there. We need them there so that we can have the numbers that YouTube wants. But, Ophelia, because of the way that Ophelia is, and she talks loud like me, but her vocabulary is gonna be accompanied by some nice words. And sometimes I don't use all the nice words that Ophelia uses. But they are necessary. And yes, she's going to have a lot of Peacock United, La Doña style greetings. But they're well deserved. If you haven't been able to get these old hags to give you any money and you're still trying to figure out how to use my sister on your show and you're way over there still cheating on your wife with men and women, it's like, get a life, buddy. And then you have the other one that always acts stupid and says he doesn't know, he didn't know, and this and that. But never have I seen any shows of his with any topics of anything except for my neighbor over here, Ophelia's neighbor behind her. So it's like, show me how to use a woman and I'll tell you. That's what I tell people. From the corner of the poste to the corner of the street, ni un cabrón me compró esta casa. No me acosté con ni un cabrón para tenerla. And what will they bring to the Kool-Aid if I actually was to allow them in? It's not the other way around, And people wonder, I've had people actually ask me, how do you make it when you're not working? And even though you're seeing me with a cigar, I don't smoke every day. Even though you see these bottles, and that's not the only one because I can stretch my hand, and here's another one. Look at where it's at. I've had it for like 4 months. Um, and I'm 61. I could be drinking every day, but I don't. It's like I told you all, if you're drinking an 18 pack and you don't want to stop at 18, so you buy two 18 packs in 1 week or one weekend, that's $40. I'm just saying $40 because I want to be a cheapskate. I know it's more than $40 for two 18 packs. And then in 1 month, there's 4 weeks, and some months have 5 weeks, but let's just say 4 weeks. That's $160 in 1 month on just two 18 packs of beer in a week. Then in a year, that's $1,600 plus $320, $1,920 in 1 year that I'm not spending, because if I spent $40 on this and I still have it 3 months later, that means, and look how much got used, that means that I saved myself, what, $480? And then you take the price of that bottle, which is between 25 and 30. So $450 in 3 months by not drinking beer. You know, it's like, do the math. Yeah, they're still there. I mean, I opened this one. Maria Chongos, I opened this one and I took like one shot out and mixed it with this, however much is missing from here, because the vaso had ice. Well, you know, if you have ice in a glass, you're not going to use a lot of liquid. That's why bars make money. They charge you $8 for a Long Island tea, and they're only going to use maybe 2 ounces of liquor and 3 ounces of mixer, and the rest is ice. So you pay $10 for that Long Island tea. You can make it at home if you wanted to mix a whole bunch of these liquors. And these are little bottles. Look at this one. Ophelia couldn't open it, and I was like, it opens, and she couldn't open it, and she couldn't open it. And I'm like, it opens. And I don't think I should have two Jack Daniels open, but they are. And it's like, you know, this is a 2-liter bottle with its own case. But people are just like that, and they like to talk smack. Naurito Uzumaki. Are you from Japan, buddy? Are you Asian, buddy? Because where I'm at, I don't even think there's any people here that are Asian. Uzumaki. No, it's got more than half. That big bottle is 2 liters. It's got more than half. I'm Mexican American. If you're asking me, that's what I am. But as soon as white becomes a minority, I will be white, because my birth certificate says that my race is white. Yes, she'll be coming soon, Lanaya. We're just waiting to see, you know, everybody knows that there will be a court. That we're not talking about here, but It's in sometime in the middle of this month. And Ofelia will be coming back as soon as that's over. Ya les dio suficiente tiempo para que hicieran su vida, para que hablaran de sus vidas en vez de la mía. Tan a gusto que estoy yo aquí en mi casa, minding my own business, y ellos también entretenidos, trying to figure out if I'm going to get new teeth or what. You know, it's like, ¿qué les importa? Look at my teeth. They look okay. They'll last a couple more years, and then I'll figure it out in a couple of years. Why are you so worried? I barely got them last year. You didn't pay for them. Well, apparently they got plenty to say about my eyebrows that I didn't pluck because I'm lazy. But do you think that they're going to send money for that? Or for the haircut that I probably already need again? No, but that's okay. It still gets done without their help. But I'm almost 27 minutes into this, and I just want to tell everybody Ophelia will be back. And she will be probably bigger and better than ever back with a lot of new stuff to talk about. You're so sick, estás malito, pobrecito. You know, I'm not sick. I'm old, but I'm not sick. Maria Chongos, you know they're not going to talk about that. Or who broke this floor in that house. They're not going to say who broke the tiles in that house neither. But it happened. It happened. I'm not mentioning any names or where I heard it from, but hey, the drama continues. They're still trying to figure out if I'm this close to being at number 8 like Elizabeth Taylor. But that doesn't matter because I've only been married once. Why? Because that damn Social Security is going to pay. I put up with enough crap from that first marriage where I'm going to use that man as much as I can. María Chongos, yo no sé, pero yo oí que alguien quebró bastantes tiles en esa casa. Porque no agarraron lo que quisieron. Pero no me quieras a mí, todo eso es chisme. You didn't hear it from me. Yo lo único que te puedo decir, María Chongos, es que va a estar cabrón para que yo quiebre tiles en esta casa cuando me costó sudor de mi frente ponerlos. Y luego me dicen, ¿estás pidiendo mucho? No creo. Si yo sé que yo le he metido $80,000 de compostura a esta casa en los últimos 20 años y me costó 20 o 30 cuando la compré, no la voy a vender por 15. Así es, you know, ¿por qué vas a pelearte por algo que no es tuyo? Que no trabajaste, que no le puedes decir a nadie. No me acosté con nadie para tener lo que tengo. ¿Quieres estar peleando por algo ajeno? No, hombre. Eso sí que está de verse. Yeah. Es bien fácil, you know. Yo creo que porque somos mexicanos, ¿verdad? Cuando yo me casé, me salí de la casa de mi mamá y yo me fui y viví en la casa de mis suegros 5 años, ¿ok? Yo en mi mente pensaba que eso era normal. You know, Mi esposo ahí me metió en la casa de sus papás y yo pensaba que era normal. Luego después compramos una casa. Se pasaron varios años y compramos una casa. Pero los primeros 5 años yo le decía a mi suegra, si a usted no le gusta cómo yo limpio, esta es su casa, usted límpielo y yo no voy a decirle nada. Y en veces cuando yo estaba embarazada y yo iba al doctor, durante mi embarazo, ella se metía en mi cuarto y me movía todo. Y cuando yo venía para atrás, yo no podía decir nada porque ella le había dicho, esta es su casa, usted haga lo que usted tenga que hacer. So, she was ODC or OCD or whatever it's called. She had that. So, en la casa de ella tenían que estar las cosas súper limpias, hechas de una sola manera y tenías que seguir las reglas de ella. And boy, even when we would cut the yard outside, me daban una little axe and I had to do the edge of the line of the curve with a little axe. So it was like, and if I was pushing the lawnmower, she'd be right there telling me, hey, you left mustaches. So I would have to redo it. But I did that for 5 years and I loved my mother-in-law. But everybody would tell me, well, that's because she wasn't your husband's mom. And I'm like, I don't care. That's the only mother-in-law I knew. And she never mistreated me. It was just that she always had her way of doing things and it was her house, Like I was saying in Spanish, even when I was pregnant, when I got married and moved into her house, I told her, this is your house. If you don't like how I do things, you do it. And I lived with her for 5 years. I was pregnant, would go to the doctor. By the time I came back, all my room was moved. But it was her house. So I never said nothing. And, that was fine with me. But to fight for that house, even though my ex-husband paid that house off so that his dad wouldn't have a payment after he retired, because people don't understand that when there's 30-year mortgages, when you have a 30-year mortgage, it's like you're never finished paying it, and then you're refinancing. So when he paid for our house, I made him pay for his dad's house. And then I didn't care what he did with the money. I didn't care because it was his money, but after the 2 houses were paid for, then I was happy because his dad was getting older. He was fixing to retire. And that way he didn't have to worry about a payment. But, I never fought for anything. And there's people that do. There's people that want to live with their parents, never never want to work. They don't cooperate with anything in the house. No payments, no taxes, no insurance. And then they want to be like the damn frog when the parents die. The parents paid for stuff. And if the parents decided to leave a certain person in the family, all of it, that was their choice. It's like, that doesn't even bother me. Thank you. I tell people I bought my own stuff. I always had it in my mind when I was growing up. I was only going to have 2 kids. I didn't want 8, like my mom. And I only got pregnant twice. And I always would say, I'm going to buy my own truck when I grow up. And I got my own truck when I was like 45. And then I got a brand new truck, only with 32 miles on it. I bought it myself. When I was 40, I bought this house myself because I wanted my own house. And I was going to grow up and buy my own house. And I did. But I've never, and I'll tell anybody, and my sisters know, I've never envied or got mad about my mom leaving my sister's kids her house and her apartments. You know, sometimes you have to think with your brain, not with your ass. People sometimes think with their ass and not their brain. You know, properties cost money yearly, whether they're paid for, like this one I bought cash. For the last 25 years, I have had to pay school taxes, county taxes, and city taxes on this property. And it has gone gradually up. When I first bought it, it was like 1,000 a year. And now at 20 years later, it's like almost 2,000, 2,300, I think, last year. But for some reason, people don't understand that you still have to pay something. I pay $340 in insurances every month for this house and my vehicles that I have. Because I don't just have a truck that doesn't run. I have 2 trucks and then I have my daughter's car. So it's like there's 3 vehicles and the house. So $350 a month plus the utilities. And then they want to fight for the house when they never contributed to anything. That's something that's common. And that's why a lot of people opt to rent an apartment instead of owning, because if you rent an apartment and you want to have renter's insurance, you can. But if you rent an apartment, you don't have to be worrying about having to pay water. You don't have to worry about, you do have to pay utilities, like you have to pay your light bill. But sometimes apartments have the water bill included in the price of the rent. But still, I mean, all in all, if you're renting an apartment, you don't have to worry about yard work. Somebody else is going to do that yard and keep up with it. All you have to do is make sure that you don't have more than whatever they allow you to have as far as parking spots. If they allow you to have 2 parking spots, then that's it. You can only have 2. Or some apartment complexes only allow you 1. And then if you want another one, you have to pay for it. You know, but some people opt to do that because they don't want to be bothered with the yard work. They don't want to be bothered with that kind of stuff. They want to just up and go on Saturday mornings and do what they have to do. Yeah. And there's some people have condos. Well, in the condos, you do have to pay a yearly maintenance fee for yards. You know, that's something that they do charge you. But I mean, but for somebody to actually go and break tiles in a property because they didn't get it and it wasn't given to them, you know, it amazes me. And that's because I say, no les costó, so they don't care. And yeah, it's a yearly payment. If you have a condo, you still have to pay a yearly maintenance fee for them to maintain the yards and the look of that apartment complex so that it can look nice. But, you know, back to that tile breaking thing, I heard that happened. So it's like, do you know how much it's going to cost to take the tiles that you broke off, scrape it down, and retile it to make it look even with the other tiles, and then regrout it? You know, you just costed somebody a lot of money. Yes, Maria Chongos. The daughter witnessed it all. Hey, Michelle Perez or Michael Perez. Yes, I heard that. I heard the daughter had witnessed it all. So it's like, pobres niños tienen que ver cosas que no son necesarias. I mean, you're not even married to the man and you're fighting for stuff that's not even yours. Why put your daughter through that? I don't think that the person realized how fast the situation was going to escalate. Um, you start an argument, and it could escalate real fast if there's not somebody trying to de-escalate it, and that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, that correctional officers get trained every 6 months to de-escalate things, because you're in a room with 50 people and you have no gun and no taser and nada. So your mouth better move fast. Of course, in my situation, I always had I would sit at my desk and I'd be going like this. I'd be going like this, and believe you me, those 50 people knew the power of the pen. Because in my situation, I was a correctional officer at a detention center that was waiting. The people that were in there were waiting to go to court, to go to trial. So if they misbehaved and they got a write-up from one of the officers, that write-up was going straight to the judge. Yeah, sometimes you do have to walk away, I would have to tell the out of all the people that I took care of, I never had any problems, and I took care of a lot of men. But when I had Jamaicans, oh my gosh, those guys, the Rastafarians, they were bad. um One of them didn't want to listen, and I remember that one. Oh my gosh. That was one day I had one, and he got on top of the table because I had taken the remote away from them because they were messing with the TV, and it wasn't their turn. So I took the remote, put it back to the channel that it was supposed to be on for the hour that it was supposed to be on that channel. And I went back to my desk, and he kept screaming and screaming until I told him, this is my room. Get off my table, or I'm going to have you put somewhere. So he didn't listen, so I called on the radio, and I had the sergeant and some officers come in there, and they took him out. It had been raining a few days prior to me doing that, and there was a lot of mosquitoes. Big-ass mosquitoes outside. And he was put in a holding cell outside of intake, and the holding cell was just like with that hurricane fencing. So he was out there with just his little t-shirt and his pants that they give him to be there, and he was getting torn up by the mosquitoes. He wasn't brought back until everybody had already gone to their beds, all eaten up by the mosquitoes, and I was still having problems with the ones that wanted to be at prayer. I'm like, no, it's time for you to be in your bunks. We're praying. Pray from your bunks. You don't understand God. Yes, I do understand God. God doesn't break the rules. God wants you to pray. Pray from your bed. So I was still having problems with him, but then they brought him in the room. And for the rest of the night, all I kept hearing was, you better not go to sleep, lady. That was so funny. To me, it was funny. It was funny to have them all night so worried about if I was going to go to sleep. No, I never fell asleep at work. And I worked night shift most of the time, but they already knew if I had my pen in my hand that if somebody was going to get written up, it was going straight to the judge. It wasn't going to be even going to the warden. So I never had fights, like real fights, when I was at work almost 10 years. Even I was already working at the other detention center when they had the riot in the middle one. Uh, but it was funny. It was like, but I'm gonna let y'all go. Thanks a lot for joining me, and don't forget, Ophelia will come back. Countdown 14 days. Bye, everybody.